All right, folks, you and I are both well aware. As I've tried my hardest to document sort of all of the evidence of the meltdowns that Joe Biden's brain is having. Okay, his brain is melting, literally, and it's just been nonstop. And the fact that he's not at 0% of the polls already is really scary because this guy clearly does not have the mental faculties to be president or hold any public office for that matter. But let's just jump into this, man. This is a video of him speaking where he can't even remember Obama's name.
Another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. Right. He's saying that it was President, my boss, it was his fault.
I'm gonna play that again.
President, my boss, President, my boss. He's saying that it was President, my boss.
So you see what's going on here, right? He takes that pause because he's trying to remember the name of the president that he served under. He can't, and so he rephrases it to my boss. Now, certain things like this may happen to people, and it does happen to people normally, but obviously we know that it doesn't happen to this extent, and so the extreme documentation that we have of this happening so damn often tells us that this is indeed an indicator of mental inability, mental just sort of incapacity, you know what I'm saying? Just lacking mental capacity to be president of the United States in general. He keeps on doing this. It was really bad because he could not recall the name of Theresa May, who was the UK's prime minister previously. He couldn't recall her name, and so he said Margaret Thatcher. And then the second time, I forget if it was the second or first time, but one of the times he straight up calls her Margaret Thatcher, and then the other time he can't even remember her name, so he just goes on to Angela Merkel, who's, the Chancellor of Germany. It's really, really bad. He also said that, of course, he was the vice president during the Parkland tragedy that occurred, which, of course, he wasn't in office for a solid 2 years at that point. And it's insane, you know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff that he's been saying off, of course, the white kids or just as poor kids, just smart as white kids, all this kind of stuff. This dude's brain is melting. If this guy's our nominee, we are donezo. It's over. It's a wrap. We got no chance. And what's going to be funny is, honestly, the debate stage is going to be kind of insane because we're going to have two people who are in early stage dementia, which Joe Biden seems to be a bit deeper than Trump. Because, we got Donald Trump, oranges of the investigation, He clearly also does not have the mental faculties, which is funny because he got both of the cities of the two tragedies that occurred, that happened on basically the same day. He got those two cities wrong, and Biden did the same thing. So if that's not like a good sort of juxtaposition and just a sort of symbolization or whatever you want to call it of like what you're looking at here, don't vote for Joe Biden. I know you guys aren't going to vote for Joe Biden, but hammer this home to everybody you know, mostly the older people especially, because you want to get younger people out to vote. But if you take one from them in terms of like converting a boomer into voting for Bernie Sanders, or then you have to vote for Bernie Sanders. It could be anybody else. Just get them to support, like, I don't know, Kamala Harris, or like Mayor Pete, or not Kamala Harris, like Mayor Pete, or someone who's a lower tier candidate. Just kind of, do the cracking method of gerrymandering. You know what I'm saying? Just spread them out enough so that Bernie comes out on top. But anyways, this is just another chronicle of Joe Biden's brain melting.